So let's talk about command injection in the Web Security Academy. Here in Burp's browser, Chromium, I've opened up the Web Security Academy portswigger.net, and then the Web Security Academy is here. After you log in, you end up here, then you click Academy, and now you can see all the labs down here, and I want to do command injection, so I just search for command. And there it is, command injection. So, let me open this one in a new tab. Let's get rid of that. All right. And I'm going to launch the lab, because it takes a minute or so to launch, and then we'll read about it. So, I've got a command injection vulnerability in the product stock checker. And here's the solution. You modify the request to check the stock level and put in one pipe who am I in the store ID parameter. So you want to have the function that checks the stock level. So that's perhaps these view details stuff. As usual, I want to clean my history in Burp first, so to make it easier to find the good stuff. So I wonder if okay, I've got an extra window I don't need here. All right, so I go to, here's the history, okay. And let me go here and just clear all this old history. There. Now, I'm going to click one of these buttons to view details. And it tells me, it tells me, I left that hidden field thing on. Oh, that hidden, remember that was response modification. So this field is not as hidden anymore. I might as well turn that off because although that might be handy, I didn't really intend to do that here. So let's turn off the response modification rules. All right, and then go back to here and what if I just reload this? Let me just go back to here, reload this. Oh, I see. All right, I gotta open this one again. All right, now I'm gonna go clear the history again. I don't need this window anymore. There's the history. I get rid of the old stuff. All right, now I click one of these details, and that should tell me check stock. This is what the check stock is the important thing. So I can see 857 is old stuff, so whatever comes after 857 is going to be the check stock thing. And there it is, it told me 32 units. So this is Google junk. Here's the one that actually did it. This one here was a post. So let's send that to the repeater. All right, so here we go. It posts product ID and store ID, and then the answer was just, if I send it, the answer is just the number 32. So this is a lot like an API, which I'm going to demonstrate later. This is where you don't get a whole page, you just get one fact. But anyway, they say there is a vulnerability here in, I think, the product ID. So I can put pipe ID here. And it will then execute the ID command. Let's see if that works. If I send that, yeah, now I get ID. So the point is they've got a command. They used that number in a command. They had some kind of shell command, which then had the number that came from the user. And when I put other data in there, pipe ID, now it did that. So I could do things like ls here, and I'll get a list of what files are on the server. Oh, that's interesting. Now it tells me which script had an unbound variable, so maybe I can't do that. Often there are limitations, by the way. I could do to pipe who am I. That's the one they did. I wonder if I can do semicolon ls. If they haven't blocked semicolons, that might work. Nope, okay. I was able, all right. Anyway, so you'd have to know a little bit more about what's on the server, but you can certainly execute some simple commands just after the pipe. Like the who am I works, the same thing as the ID I already did. All right. Anyway, that's a command injection. I have an extra character at the end, so I must have left an L. To pipe who am I. Let's go look at the instructions again. One pipe, who am I? Yep, all right. It seems somehow I've got an L in there, but anyway, I'm not going to worry about it. So that's the simplest case of command injection. Now, the others are much smaller steps, but we're going to do blind command injection. If you remember the SQL injection we did, there was SQL injection where you can see the results, and then there's blind SQL injection where you can't see the results. And that's what we've got here. So again, in the feedback function, there's a command injection vulnerability. Let's see if we can spot it. Here's submit feedback, okay? I submit feedback, and okay, one of these things has a vulnerability. Let's just put in name, email, just make something that looks good, and subject, and message. All right, there I filled it with dummy data. Now I'm going to clean the old data in the browser, in the proxy history. Okay, now I'm going to send that up. All right, now I got it here. Let's send it to the repeater, and now we can play some games with it. So I sent this data up. Here's the data going up. There's a cross-site request forgery token. Let's see if I can send it now. And the response is 200 okay. All right, so, and I don't get anything back. Now the point is there's a vulnerability here, but I can't see it. So let me, I could try all those different parameters to find where it is, but I'm just going to look at the solution to get to it. It's in email, so you can put two pipes and then another command. So they say if I change the email here to have two pipes and then ID and then two pipes, it will execute the ID function. And if I send it and look at the response, it might have executed it, but I have no way to know that happened because I don't get any data back from it. So what you have to do is send it something that will take some time. So instead of ID, you send it ping, and then use plus instead of space, minus C plus 10 plus 127,001. And that will send 10 pings to the loopback address. And now when I send it, I go to response, and it's slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, it took a long time. So it is executing those commands. So now I've proven that I have command injection. I cannot see the output of the command, but I can execute commands. So that's an important vulnerability, although it's a little clumsy to use. All right, and the next one, you get to do more fun. Here you get to output redirection. So since I cannot see the output of a command, how am I going to get interesting things out like an ls, a list of files? Well, the answer is you have to find a place where you can write to. And it turns out in this server, var www images lets you write to it with the privileges of the web server, which is pretty common. There's a folder somewhere. So we want to get who am I, we want to retrieve the output. So we go to the same thing, who am I, but instead of just doing who am I, we redirect it to this place, var www images. So I go back to here, and I want to do the feedback again, and I want to just make one that's not messed up just so I can. All right, now I want to go clean off the old stuff. All right, now I send the new stuff. Okay, and there it is. I send it to the repeater. And now I know after here, I can put pipe, and then ID, pipe, and there we are. I'm going to take the ID and I'm going to write to var www images output.txt. So now I send it, and here's the response, which shows me nothing, but I should be able to see it by browsing to that URL. And you modify the file name parameter. Now I'm going to have to see it, I'm going to find the thing that loads the image of a product. So let's go back to the proxy. I go back to the page, which is here. Okay, I want to go back to where it loads a an image, like right here. Okay, there it's loading images. And as usual, I want to make it easy on myself. So I'm going to clear all this old stuff. And I'm going to load an image, open image in new tab. That'll give me just one request that loaded one image. Oh, and now it's blocking images here. That's the default in burp, so I have to get it to quit doing that. All right. There's the request that loaded the image, and see the file name is there. So I can send that to the repeater, and I can change that file name. It was output.txt, I think. In fact, it's still in my clipboard. Yep, output.txt. So, and it's in the images folder by default. So that should load the data from that file. And nope, didn't get it. Well, that's rude. All right, now I have the previous one here. Yeah, that's possible. So here's the one that should have done it. This is what took ID and put it in var www images output.txt. And then 2 pipes. I don't know, it looks right. Let's compare it to the official solution. Email is 2 pipes, who am I? Oh, I used who am I instead of ID. I don't know if that matters. Maybe ID doesn't work. var www/var. Oh, no, that's right. Output.txt. All right, let's see. So this one here, I'll use who am I. Maybe that works. Not all the commands seem to work. Who am I to outvar? That looks right. I'm going to make it output 2. All right. Now if I run this one, that should have done it. And now if I run this one, it should read it. If I change this to output 2.
You have the typo.
I do. Oh, I have the greater than. Thank you. That's it. Good. Good. Thank you very much. Ah, there we are. Now it should work. Yeah. Okay. Good. Thank you. Good. You folks are right on it, as you should be. So that's all there is. So that's the general idea here, one step at a time. All right. So that's what I wanted to show you about that one. I see somebody else noticed it too. Somebody else says sleep 10 works as well as ping. Yeah, it might if you have sleep. You don't always have sleep, but that could work.